Device is connecting. Connecting. Uh,
See?
are we live? We're live in paradise on late night PinTech Live. Oh, we could have done Marco after hours. That was a
Oh,
yeah. That was oh man. Um, oh well. We wanted to do PinTech Live earlier. We couldn't. So here we are, uh, doing a later time slot. We'll see how it goes. Uh, let's let people get in the chat and populate. There, excuse me, sir. There's no smoking in paradise. Did you see that guy?
yeah.
Where's my security? I'm just kidding. That's my brother. He is co-owner, so he can do whatever he likes. So the 24-hour free domestic shipping for orders over $99 code is PT dash. Do you know it? What's the secret code for the day?
PT dash. Oh no.
Motordome.
Is it Motordome?
PT dash Motordome. I dropped that in the chat. Hello, Pinmaster. I have your Stern Pro Circuit hoodie safe in this cute gray and green bag by my bed. I'm telling you this information so that one day when you ask me about it, you can remind me and exactly where it is, and I will bring it back to you. That's Fred Richardson with Bang Back. He helped us at
Oh, nice.
Expo, and it was awesome, but he accidentally left his hoodie in our booth, and I've kept it safe
Mm,
for him. So.
right. I remember finding that and being like, whose dope ass hoodie is this?
I know so many people tried to take it, and
Yeah,
everyone was like, "No,
straight
ask
up.
a moto. No, it's probably a moto's." And then finally, it came in my possession, and they're like, "Can I just have that hoodie?" I'm like, "No, that's freaking Fred's hoodie. That's totally limited edition." Yay, Edible Bar, welcome. We are doing a late night PinTech Live, and we are in Paradise. I'm gonna work on a few games, and yep, Jimmy tried to take it too, and I was like, "Nope, nope, nope. That's Fred. Sorry." Hi, Jamie. Jamie's our local Pensacola tech wizard.
Oh, what's up,
Um,
Jamie?
Below me, my co-host for the night is Matthew Talley from Lynn's Arcade. Thanks for joining me so late in
For
our
sure.
repair journey.
It's not late here. It's only like 7.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's not bad.
So at Lynn's Arcade, y'all had a bunch of really big events lately. Last night was the women's league finals or women's quarterly finals.
Women's League Finals.
Women's League Finals. That's still on Twitch. You can check their Twitch page, Lynn's Arcade, and watch the epic battle between all those MFP ladies. And who was the top four? Do you know? I didn't mean to
So
put you on the spot, but
it was B
B1.
uh B1. It was
Wow.
B Amy or B got first. I think Melina got second.
Nice.
Amy was up in there, and I can't remember the fourth. I'm waiting for Carrie to jump on chat and help me out here.
Come on.
Yeah,
I think he
there's been a
said
lot
he
of.
was going to be busy in a field somewhere.
He's gonna be at Phil's house in a field, hanging out with a heater in front of him. And he wanted me to go and hang out there and do this, but I was like, I can't. This life's not gonna work.
Oh,
Oh,
fun sighted
Jack,
with Jacqueline.
Jack. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah. Way to
Jacqueline.
go. Nice. Someone came in. Thanks. Congratulations. And Carrie's well deserved break because y'all also just wrapped up your fourth Seaside Champ. So for those who don't know about Lynn's Arcade or Seaside Champ, plug it in right now.
Seaside Champ is our annual. It's like our biggest annual tournament that we do every like once a year. We had Seaside Champ 4. We had 72 players sign up. We were gonna do 20 rounds on Saturday, and then top 24 we're gonna go to Sunday. And we have like side shows. So we have a what we call side shows. So we have a tournament on Thursday night. We have 2 tournaments on Friday. We have qualifying on Saturday for Seaside Champ.
So much
And then we
pinball.
have Sunday finals and a pin golf on Sunday as well. But this year, a storm came through Monterey on Friday night and had high winds. It was probably like a 4 or 5 hour event, but it was like super high winds and a ton of rain, and it knocked out our power on Saturday morning. So Saturday morning, I'm at Lynn's and I'm doing like my final little tech stuff like right before qualifying starts, and
Your
I'm working
soldering
on
iron
Surf
just
Champ.
dies.
So I'm like on Surf Champ, and I have these like 2 little switches that I gotta like clean up and then get it so my pop bumper doesn't stick on. And I go and I touch the file to the switch stack, and the power like wobbles. It's like whoop, whoop, whoop. And I was like, whoa, what just happened? And then I go back in and I like file it, and I grab my little switch tool,
But you
and I'm
have
like,
the game off.
adjust. It's off. The whole game is off, but the power of the whole building was like woof, woof, woof.
It's
like,
just the timing
like,
of
oh my,
touching
yeah,
it
it was just
with
like
the
perfect. As soon
nature.
as I touched it, it was like the whole power in the building and the power in the whole building just like wobbles. And I was like, no. And then I go to like get my switch adjuster, and I get it in there, and I'm like, stay on. I was like, don't do it. I need you today. Like, today's a big day. Like, don't go out. And I like adjust my switch. And as soon as I get it done adjusting the switch, I'm like, perfect. And everything goes black. And I'm like, no. And I throw my switch adjustment tool on the ground, and I'm like, this is perfect. Like, this is exactly what we need right now. And I went outside and I built my 3
But did
heaters
you
that I
still
wanted to
think
put
it was
together.
you that
No,
did it?
no, it was, but like,
Okay, you
but
were
it was
like,
like, I
okay, the
mean,
whole building's out. Okay.
I blame Surf Champ for taking out power for like 6 blocks around us for sure. Like, it's totally Surf Champ's
Oh
fault.
my gosh, total blackout.
But
That's
yeah,
crazy.
total blackout. And so we ended up hanging out all day and waiting for power to turn back on. We set up some dartboards on the outside and turned the heaters on, and a bunch of people showed up, and we just hung out and played darts for a while. And then Matt Rowbottom from Aimless Pinball, he shows up with his truck,
Yeah.
and he backs his truck up, and it's like an F-150 with like a big, it's a hybrid, and he's got this big hybrid battery underneath it and this big power converter thing. And so we ran extension cords from the truck into the arcade, and we ran like 10 games off of it and a bunch of lights.
Wow,
And then
it could run 10 games?
it ran 10 games
Oh my gosh.
straight up. Yeah, it
Even
was super
EMs?
cool.
Like with the higher amps and stuff?
The EMs was like not really, and the solid
You're
states were a
kinda
little glitchy.
okay.
So we just kind of hooked up all the moderns that we could, and they ran really well. Even some of the WPC stuff was like World Cup soccer like blipped out because it just couldn't keep the 5 volt going. So we just turned that one off. We're like, no, we're not going to mess with the game.
Yeah.
But like Metallica, we had our brand new Metallica hooked up to it, so everyone was just like playing the hell out of that.
Oh, the remastered. Awesome.
Yeah, it was cool. And then, we just hung out. We ordered a bunch of pizza for everybody, and we just set up a cash register and was like manually like writing stuff down and selling beer by cash, and we just made the best of it on Saturday. And power came back on about 8:30, and then everybody, like a bunch of people showed up and they practiced for Sunday. And then I just shortened everything on Sunday. I just made it so it was a 1-day event at that point. And we lost about 10 players out of it because they had to drive back to LA and get back to where they were going and do all that stuff. But we ran a 13-round qualifier, and then instead of doing 4 games per round in the finals, we did 3 games per round. So we started at 10 a.m. and we ended at, I think, like 9:30 or 10 at night, just like did the whole thing in 1 day. So we still were able to do the event.
Yeah.
But it was a little, it's definitely going to be remembered. The Seaside Champ that went dark.
And then
Who's
the new Seaside Champ?
Tim Hansen.
Oh, nice.
We got a new champ. So we have 4 champs now. So we actually have 4 different. The first one was Tony Lavinia, and then I believe the second one was me. I got the second one.
Oh.
And then Andre Masenkoff got, or no, Andre got the second one. I got the third one. And then now it's Tim Hansen got the fourth one. So we have four different champs, which is really cool. So four different people have the golden tilt bob that you
Yeah.
get at the end of Seaside Champ and your crown. So we
Do they
crowned a
get to
new
keep the
champ this
crown?
year. Yep, they get to keep the crown.
Oh.
They get to keep their golden tilt bob.
Okay, hear me out. Totally ripping this from Wedgehead, but y'all should have that column with the little rotating thing with a hanging golden tilt bob and the crown, and then plaques of all the Seaside Champ. Now you have four. You can start and then
So
just keep going.
that is our
At the
annual
arcade.
championship. So our annual championship, so the crowns and the stuff like they get to take all that. So for Seaside Champ, but we've been doing an annual championship since we started league, and we actually have a giant stainless steel trophy that is the
Uh,
Monterey Bay that's cut out. Like the
oh,
whole
very
bay is
cool.
cut out,
Yeah.
and there's a tilt bob or there's a pinball on Point Lobos, and the other end of it's Santa Cruz at the top. And we've been wanting to etch all the names into it, but it's like
Yeah.
angled and stuff. So right now there's like blue tape, and we write in permanent marker because it's permanent. Who gets all the like every year? So that's our like uh
Like
our
clout display.
Stanley our
Yeah.
Stanley Cup type thing. So we'll
Right.
add like more stuff to the bottom, and like we'll add the plaques and stuff around. So that we do the annual championship the way Wedgehead does their thing. But Seaside
Very
Champ, yeah,
cool.
we don't have we should do a separate Seaside Champ one, or at least like have a plaque on the wall with like your thing that gets put on it. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Because yeah, we got four. So we're looking forward to next year for five, and we'll see what I think Michael's been doing, like basing the name off of like movies. So like this year was Seaside Champ, a new champ.
Like Karate
Uh,
Kid? What is
yeah,
that?
like year two was like Seaside Champ 2, Revenge of the Champ. And then like I can't remember what Seaside Champ 3 was, but it's like it's all like old movie based stuff. Like it's
With a
really goofy and
vengeance. Gotcha.
yeah, I think it was Revenge of the Champ was the third one. And then a new champ is the fourth one. I want to say it's like Rocky or something. Like I
Oh,
can't remember.
okay.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
something like that.
sure.
But it was fun.
Nice. That's awesome. Well, congrats on making lemonade with all your lemons. No, making
We made
tequila with
margaritas, man.
margarita with your
We
bad
made
tequilas.
margaritas. Yeah, yeah. We made margaritas with our lemons for sure. Everyone
Margarita
hung
from
out and had a
bad
good time.
tequila. Awesome.
Yeah,
All right,
it
so
was good.
let's work on some stuff. So what we're going to go over today is I'm getting ready for our Venom launch party. That's right, we're doing a Venom launch party on Sunday. We're also raising money for Project Pinball charity group, and we have I guess it's like a high score sideshow going on right now to also raise money. Anyway, all these games are going to be in the match play tournament, and they need flipper rebuilds and to be cleaned and get tournament ready, all those good stuff. So I have the master tech of getting games ready for tournaments really fast here to guide me on my pathway of, getting stuff done. So right now, you can't actually see it, but behind me is Motordome. We're going to work on Motordome flipper rebuild. And the reason why we do flipper rebuilds, you start feeling the flippers feel kind of weak or soggy, right? And so you need to replace all the parts for it. So we're going to click over to here.
Yeah, nobody likes soggy flippers.
No, and if you have not done a flipper rebuild on your game, and you've had your game for a while, it's probably time to do a flipper rebuild. And the cool thing is we have these kits that are pre-assembled, not pre-assembled. We have these kits that have all of the components you need for different eras of games. So it's hard to see. This is the problem. I uh, so at Marco Pinball, we have all these kits for I think every era of pinball machine. And the cool thing is that like this BF88 kit is compatible to maybe 25 or more different games from that Bally era. And when you go to our website and you go to the bottom, you can see the compatibility list and easily see if it works for your game. The Bally Flipper Kit 88, this is just the standard flipper rebuild. So this comes with the two flippers. Uh, this comes with the flipper rebuild for just two flippers. But we also have the kit versions that are for three flipper games where it's two left, one right, or two right, one left, or in Motordome's case, two left and two right. Sorry.
Yeah. The
Doing
four
this
flipper
late is a
kit.
lot harder than I thought it would be just because words are hard to articulate. And so if I was going to do like a full flipper rebuild on Motordome, I would want to get the BF Kit 88 that has the two left flippers and two right flippers. That kit is compatible with like 10 games. And you can see a lot of them are the 6803 games. So like Hard Body with the four flippers, Motordome with the four flippers. The important thing to notice is that the components are a little bit different. Like in Motordome, it will have a double flipper stack. So you'd have a normally closed and a normally open. Whereas this basic BF88 kit is compatible with more games.
Yeah, hard body is one of them because it doesn't have the double stack. So it's
Right.
definitely
So
like
some of them
straight compatible
are
with.
just the single stack. So this is, but this works on, if you have that compatibility list up for the BF88 kit, you could read them out for me. But you can see all the different components that would go in doing a true full rebuild. So the
Let's
coil
see here.
sleeves, your
Product
switches,
compatibility.
your flipper bushings, the plunger mech.
Wow, that's
I
a big
mean,
list.
it is a big list, right? For BF88, maybe I was
Yeah,
wrong. Maybe it was even more.
you got Baby Pac-Man, Black Belt, Black Pyramid, Blackwater 100, Centaur, Centaur 2, Dungeons and Dragons, 8-Ball Deluxe, 8-Ball Deluxe LE, Electra, Embryon, Escape from Lost World, Fathom, Fireball Classic, Fireball 2, Flash Gordon, Frontier, Gold Ball, Granny and the Gators, Hard Body, Heavy Metal Meltdown, Hot Doggin, Karate Fight, Medusa, Motordome, Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man, Mystic, Party Animal, Rolling Stones, The Bally, Skateball, Speakeasy 4, Speakeasy, Special Force, Spectrum, Spy Hunter, Strange Science, Truck Stop, Vector, Viking, Xenon, and X's and O's.
Awesome. So all of those games are compatible with the BF Kit 88. So again, if you are feeling like your game isn't playing as fast or it's kind of slow and soggy with the flippers, it's probably time to do a flipper rebuild and probably the whole shebang.
Yeah.
So you want to get the BFK 88. After you do the big flipper rebuild, and this is something you taught me, Matthew, as an operator who has to go through games constantly. Once you do like the full flipper rebuild, you get this old game, you want to clean it all up, then you can start buying the individual components to do quicker swap. You don't have to change all of these things every single time you do a flipper rebuild, which is like if you're at a commercial location, probably like every 5,000 plays or so. Maybe at home, that will last a little bit longer. But the big things that you want to replace is the plunger, the coil stop, and the coil sleeve, right? I'm
Yep.
doing this right. Okay.
Yeah, mostly it's those like the end of stroke switches are normally going to be fine for a very, very, very long time. The cranks that actually move the flipper plunger back and forth, those are usually pretty good for a really, really long time. every now and again they will kind of break loose of their housing. The springs are something that's usually pretty good. I usually try to keep a stock of springs personally. So like I'll have a bag of all the springs, and then I'll have a bag of the flipper plungers, and then the coil sleeves and the coil stops. And like mostly everything else you're pretty good on. Um,
Right.
I still like to have a few backstock, just a couple just to have, in case something does get wonky on it. And like I said, that round piece that's on the crank on these older games, every now and again, that'll kind of break loose of the flat plate below it, and you'll get like this weird flipper floppy wobble thing. And then it
Oh,
does
okay.
happen. Like every now and again, like that little thing will break loose.
And then
So
yeah,
I
you
usually
can
try
kind
to
of
have
feel it.
you'll feel it wiggle, and then you'll notice it like when you're playing, the flipper doesn't snap back down as solid, and it has a weird little like kind of wobbly thing going on with it. And then I also just usually have a bag of the bushings just in case, because those can break too, and then that you get real big fat wobble on your flippers, and it'll bind and get all weird when those things break. So
These
you just kind of have the bushings. So you have like a stock of all of that just kind of separate. But when you get a new game, it's nice just to get the kit, like just so
right.
you know you got everything's going to be replaced with this one kit. And especially like if I'm doing service calls on a customer, I'll just get the kit, take it to the house that I'm working the game, and then I know everything's in it. I don't have to really try to piece it all together,
And fresh.
and it's fresh.
Fresh and new. And
And you will definitely see a difference when you redo
yeah,
all this
be like
stuff.
pow pow pow. And
Yeah.
the main reason is like these being the main three components that we swap out is because this is literally metal hitting to metal. That's what it
Hmm.
does inside your game every time you hit the flipper button. And so what happens is they get really damaged here. This gets kind of serrated, right? So when it's coming through this, it's catching on this plastic and then not going through as hard. And then this, when it becomes domed and stuff too, also just causes uh,
So they
issues.
mushroom.
They
It's like
mushroom.
the
I have an
plunger
example.
mushrooms out, and then it ends up, yeah, creating that like burr around the edge of it, and then it drags through that coil sleeve, slowing everything down. And then the stop becoming concave, eventually that flipper plunger is going to hit that coil stop, and it's going to stick to it, and your flipper is just going to stay up. Like it's not going to return back because it's just going to get so smashed in there. Like it kind of creates a home for itself to like land in. So it just ends up sticking there.
Where I was trying to find
Um,
some examples in my art pile.
yeah.
So maybe you could kind of see.
Yeah. You see
I
the
mean,
difference on that
these
sucker.
are
Like,
different
oh my
types of
gosh.
plunger links for a different era of game, a different manufacturer, but you can still see how like this metal part is serrated and kind of like almost coming off.
It's flat.
Yeah,
Like
so
it's
as
also
it's going
flat.
through the coil sleeve, which this is brand new, I don't want to put it through there.
No, don't do that.
It will scratch it. And then here too, you can see how this is kind of like Matthew was saying, domed and
Like
mushroomed out,
concave, it like
where
screws the
this is
like,
like a
yeah,
brand
where
new
that's
one.
flat. Yeah, you definitely, that one on the in your right hand was long past overdue.
Hey, don't shame me.
I wasn't shaming you. I was
I
just
know.
saying like that. I do the
I
same
feel
thing
the
where it's
same.
like I let them go for a long time until like someone actually says something where it's like, I don't know, they feel a little sticky.
I wait till someone's like, it doesn't if doesn't feel right. The game's not playing as
Yeah.
snappy as it used to. So yeah.
The other fun fact is you'll notice when you do the rebuild, your flippers when you flip, a unrebuilt one's gonna have this kind of like bucket effect. where a freshly rebuilt one's going to stop shorter. So the throw of the flipper is going to be less. So in our instance, I like that shallower throw because it's harder to cradle and it's harder to keep control down below. So as part of
Ev-
our setup is like I want those to be shallower so you're not getting this bucket effect where you can just like cradle up the whole time.
well,
It's
it's
like, no, I want you to have to like throw it away and
Hi, Shell Shock. It's funny because everything you talk about with making your games harder are also like vital repair and maintenance things to do to
Mhm.
a pinball machine. For example, anytime I clean a game, everyone gets mad
Yeah.
at me because they're like, I created that ball trail to go nice and slow down this pathway, and
That's
you
so
destroyed my trail. And I'm like, what are you talking? Keep it cleaner, but it makes it harder, right? Freshly
They're like, why did you
cleaned or
get rid
freshly
of my
waxed game.
snail trail, man? Like I needed that. Like that's a thing that I worked so hard to do.
The flippers were so nice and soggy, and I could just float
Yes.
around everywhere. It was so pleasurable. And now that you repaired it, you know. So.
Yeah, now that you repaired it, when you hit a shot and you missed and you hit a post, it's gonna send it back at you, man, real quick. It's snappy.
Shell Shock, no, the late night is not. I mean, it is a new thing because we just started. This is the first episode of late night. I should have called it Marco After Hours. I realized that in hindsight that we did kind of have that branding too when we were going hard with Kyle. However, we were going to do PinTech Live at our standard time, which is 3 p.m. Eastern every Thursday. We didn't get to it today, but we promised y'all we would stream every Thursday. Not next Thursday or the one
Yeah.
after because of holidays. Sorry. But then right after that, uh, I was going to say rain or shine, but day or night, we'll be streaming
Yeah.
pinball repair, Awesome. All right, well, let's take a look at Motordome because I want to show y'all. We're going to do a little migration to the cart, figuring out my mobile setup. I don't have a fancy drive rig yet, but well, hey, look, my pants. Look at my cool Timberland boots.
Yeah.
I'm so happy.
They brought him back.
Brought back the Tims. It's been 5 years. Okay, let's go for a ride. Welcome to Paradise, y'all, for those who haven't been here. This is our current game lineup. Oh, that was a short tour because Motordome's right here.
Yeah. You get 2 games.
All right, let's turn on some lights. Doing anything? We are Venom.
TNT Amusements, I did not realize that
Oh
Motordome was the first to
no!
feature selectable levels.
Wait, say that again?
He said that Motordome was the first to feature selectable levels and not done again until Frankenstein. So on Motordome, how you can pick
Oh!
like level one, two, or three.
Yes! We should
Yeah.
totally show that real quick. Before we dive in the game, I'm just gonna lower this and show y'all. It is really cool, and it's a fun to have in a tournament, especially with new folks, because it teaches them that there are these little nuances to all the games. So this is what Todd Tuckey from TNT Amusements was saying. There's 3 different skill levels, and when you start a game, I should start a game, right? Let's just do it. We're going into Tutorial Thursdays. This is Motordome. Let's just all I had to be quiet for the growling. It's so nice. Uh,
Hmm.
let's all revel in its beauty. I also think Todd said earlier that he hated Motordome.
He said
Is
it
that what
was
he said?
the top of his worst game of all time.
Oh, is it because it's a 6803 and it's easy as ABC to work on?
Jeez
They had a
Louise.
sense of humor back then, huh? I have a stuck switch.
Yeah, when you
Yes,
turn it on, it had a switch. Some.
I saw that. We will. find out what that one is. The menu system in these 6803s is not. It is easy as ABC. Anyways, take a look at Motordome. It's got all these crazy plastic ramps. This is like almost all one, maybe two plastic form ramps. And Ramp-O-Matic actually has them, which is amazing because talk
That
about
is incredible.
insane. So what we were saying earlier was when you start a game, you'll see right here this single level, and with the flipper button, you can actually change what level you're on. And if you're on level 3, you're going to rack up more points. That's about as far as I know.
It's about as much as I know
It
too.
triples your playfield scores. So a lot of people try to use this as strategy and hope that they play with someone that doesn't know the game, and then they watch on this screen and they're like, please don't choose it, please don't choose it. And then
Yeah.
as soon as they plunge the ball on level 1, you know, they're like, yeah.
Todd, did you
Okay.
happen to catch that number?
Yeah, what's the switch number? We call it a
I'm looking at.
nightmare menu system.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun.
All
That's for
right.
sure.
I'm glad we
So I guess
have
turn it
Todd here
off
too.
and
Okay.
turn it back on, and then we'll see what that number is.
I'll step to the side.
What does it say?
ST2, I2,
Single drop target.
ST2 is single drop target. Oh, do you have the manual open?
Yeah, I do. So you should have a drop target that's down, most likely.
All right, well, let's take a look. That's down.
So there should be a single drop target somewhere that's actually like
That's the one.
actuated. Oh, it's up. Yeah, it's up.
So
So
maybe
you
the
gotta
switch is
see,
just stuck.
yeah, underneath the switch
Okay,
might just be closed.
let's go inside. Oops. I feel like I need to fix this setting real quick.
Yeah, or the switch is bent.
Is that better? Just seems so overexposed. Look at that art. Okay,
That's so good. All the 60 out of 3 are
I took my
amazing.
ball out. Always take your ball out of the game. Gonna lift. This game is the era of not metal rails for the
Yeah,
playfield. So it makes someone small like me have more difficulty getting the game out and up all the way is easy. And I guess where that switch stack is, I'm going to have to do that. But getting it back, you kind of have to lift the playfield. Um,
yeah. Putting it back in, you need a
so
wingspan for sure.
yeah, you need a wingspan. So I usually uh, have a friend that I call anyone nearby to be like, "Hi, please help me."
Yeah, Todd,
Um,
that flakeboard cabinet is not cool.
I don't
It's
like it.
yeah, I don't like
The
it.
ones that pivot, I know it makes it harder to like work down there, like roller games, but for me being small, the ones that pivot are like so nice. Like
Yeah,
the fact that I can just lift up Demo Man in such ease and it just pivots. Just make sure your pivot joints are always tight. Maybe just on occasion, like just make sure, because if the thing that it's actually pivoting on falls
yeah,
off, like just
yeah.
over time disconnects and falls with the cabinet, it's very scary.
You
When an
lift it up and the whole
entire
playfield just like
wide body
tweaks to
just
the
goes
right.
bleh. So let's not do that. Okay, we are going to look at that drop target switch that said it was stuck on when we turned the game on, which is over here. I gotta move my lockdown bar.
Yeah, Todd, I didn't know. I don't know if you know, but we actually have the black belt from TNT Amusements at the arcade.
What? I
Yep,
wanted that
it's got
one.
it's got the sticker in it that says TNT Amusements.
Oh, you're so lucky.
Yeah, that was
I
the
need a
one that we
TNT
kept.
Amusements game. Todd, any 6803, you know I'm on that quest. Strange Science, I need Escape from Lost World, Blackwater, Dungeons and Dragons, Heavy Metal Meltdown. If you got any of those games, give me a call.
Yeah, we got to play Heavy Metal Meltdown at Pinball at the Lab. That game is
Hi, Hoop.
sick.
Thanks for joining us. We are working on some games at Captain Crazy's Paradise, getting us ready for our Sunday tournament. Venom Launch Party tournament. That's right. Everyone just giggles at me anytime I'm saying I'm doing a Venom Launch Party tournament. They're like, "You're a bit late," and it's like, "No, it's never too late." Okay. You're gonna have to direct me a little of what we see. Does that look right? That is the drop target in question. So the switch here, while the drop target's up, and then it goes down. I mean,
Is it open?
so it's
When you
normally
pull it
open when
up,
it's up, and then it closes when it comes
so
down.
is there a space in there at all?
Yeah, can you not see it? Oh god, you can't see anything. I'm trying to.
I can't really
Oh.
like look in between the switch.
No, yeah, you can't look in between.
Oh yeah,
Focus.
it does have a space.
That's why when I'm operating, I can sit there and. You see the space? Can you see it?
Yeah, totally. It does have a
Okay.
gap.
I'll try to keep it there. This is. No wonder Kyle always got. Like, I can't. And then now it's closed.
Closed. Yeah. Interesting.
Is there more
Are
than
the
one drop target?
are the contacts on the back side any like close together at all? On the top side of that switch?
Like here?
No, the other side of the switch. The other end of the switch, excuse me.
Oh, here?
Those guys, are any of those touching?
No,
Make
and
sure that
one
those two are
has.
spaced.
Can you see it?
A little cover on it. Hmm.
Has a little cover on
Yeah,
it.
is there a capacitor on it?
There is a cap on it, or a diode right there. Can you see
Oh
that?
yeah, totally. Is that still connected solid on both sides?
Yeah.
Because that also could be, yeah, Todd's saying like that could be dead too.
It could just be dead.
That little diode could be dead. So it
And
might just be letting
but I think the switch is
connections.
registering.
It is registering. Yeah, when you play it, like, huh.
But I should change that. If this diode's dead on this switch stack,
I don't know if it would actually.
maybe it's not. I thought I checked it.
Hmm.
But I guess we'll see. And then we'll see if
I don't
I
know.
have that diode.
Todd's in chat. Let's see what he has to say. Because that switch is open,
Right.
and the fact that it's reading closed when you turn on the game is interesting. Um, unless I read the
Maybe.
wrong. Oh, we got 90
No, I
seconds.
turned that off. I thought. Hold on. Focus. Focus.
Focus.
See, I think I need to retire this camera.
So it said ST2, and then in switch self-test number sequence, it says single drop target is number 2. Huh.
Maybe there's another. No, that's the only drop target in this game.
Hmm. I don't know if it works when you're playing and it actually gives you the shot. Then I'm not sure. But yeah, Todd, the switch is open, and there's looks like a diode on it, not a capacitor. So not really sure why it would still read closed when it's not. And the wires on the back or the top end of the switch aren't touching or anything. There's a little plastic sleeve around them.
Oh,
So
yeah.
why it would read closed, I'm
Here,
not
I'll
sure.
show everyone again. So this is the single drop target. You can see here that it is normally open, and then when the target's activated, it closes. On this side, we got good connection, and this little
So
protector to make sure they don't touch. And then on this side, can you see the diode?
the CNK is saying that diode might be shorted and just might be dead.
Mm-hmm. And to test the diode, I need to just disconnect it, right? So at
I
that point,
believe
do
you
you
have to
just,
replace it. If you're gonna unsolder it, you might as well just replace it. It's kind of one of those things.
well,
And we got to see what kind of diode it is.
how about the fish paper? Oh, rarely diodes are shorted on the switch line. The fish paper in between the switch stack? Let's see. Like here? Can you see? Is it focusing?
It seems okay. And that brace isn't touching either. Oh, the black spring metal may be doing it. Oh, it's on the top side. Hmm. Oh, there might be a tiny hole in the fish paper.
In here? That?
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
Can you see?
there is a tiny hole.
Is that a hole? I need like a microscope.
Or is it a wear mark?
I think it's a wear mark. Maybe a little business card. I don't have. I need a little Marco card or something. Hold the switch open, then turn the game on and see if it detects. Okay, hold on. I'll put you all so you can see what it says. Can you? Maybe. Turn the game on and have the drop target activated down. Is that what you
Hold the
meant?
switch open. No, just like, so
Oh,
grab the switch and like actually physically pull it a little bit further away than it.
like here?
So with the drop target up, and you want to make sure that switch is like away from the black metal. Like, so you want to hold it open.
Oh wait, this black
So
metal?
the fish paper is not being touched, is what Todd's saying.
Oh, this right here. Wait, you can't see. So hold this part open.
Go up a little bit. You don't want the switch to be closed either, though. You want to hold it away from the fish
Gotcha.
paper, but yeah,
I'm not gonna get electrocuted
no, it'll be fine.
like this.
Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So hold it like that and then turn on the game at the same time. It's only 5 volts. It won't even hurt you.
Great. Oops, I fucked up. I mean, I messed up.
It's still saying it's,
It still did it?
yeah. Huh.
You did still see it?
Yeah, this is right drop.
Hmm.
So if you go into switch test, does it say that it's stuck on in switch test? That'd be my next question. And then to get into switch test, I forgot how to do it because
Okay.
6803s are fun.
See. Man, I should always have a camera when I have a play filled up. Now I can actually see what the display says.
Yeah, totally.
How do I? There's my remote. These are the remotes that come in the 6803s. We do have upgradable ones that are a bit.
Yeah, you guys got really nice button work.
Tactile buttons and stuff. Oh, but this is where. Do you know what code I need to put in?
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up real quick. I can't
How do
remember.
I get there?
You hit the button in the door. So inside the coin door, there's a button.
Yeah.
So you want to hit that button first, and then go into your keypad.
OB. We're a bit late for PinTech Live, but here we are. It's only 5 volts. I hit the button and it's growling. Press buttons to end. What does that say? Can you read that?
So something closed. Drop closed. Yeah, so it looks like you're in switch test. So it says drop closed. What happens when you actually put the drop target down? Oh, it says ramp closed?
Yeah. Ramp is just one of these. Like this one, maybe? Right ramp? ST2 is.
This is ST2 drop target closed.
Right ramp. So it's not the drop target, ST2 of the right ramp. Which is this? Okay, there's this guy right here, actually. So maybe it's not the drop target, it's this.
So you pull that open and now look at the display. It still says drop target.
Oh, so right ramp is closed. Okay, and ST2 is still. So yeah, right ramp's closed is fine. That's just gravity.
Right.
But
It's a drop target.
so I pulled it away from the fish paper, or the fish paper from the black part.
There is a chance that there's a mistake in the manual, yeah.
Okay, so we'll look to see any other switches that might
be closed, yeah. You got shooter lane, single drop target, saucer left, saucer right. It also says it on the display though that it says ramp closed, doesn't it? Or drop target closed?
No.
You say drop closed?
Oh,
What's
it
it
said
saying?
drop closed when I did this part. So maybe, yeah, ST2 is not it. Because now it says drop target closed. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
That's when I put the drop target down. Now the drop target's back
So
up.
push the target up.
And now it
still
says
drop.
ST2. So I'm looking in my manual as well.
It doesn't say drop close though?
No, it
What's
doesn't.
it say?
It just says ST2.
Oh, it says ramp. Oh, okay.
The ramp, if I hold the ramp open, it'll stop saying ramp and it'll just do ST2. See?
Okay. So maybe it's 12, so maybe it's out lane left.
Okay. What page are you?
Oh,
this
the
is
switch assembly. It's like page I-19.
Anyways, what
So
do you say?
maybe
Left?
it could be
Left
it
ramp?
could be 12, so it's the out lane left, or it could be 22, which is top lane R.
Wait, did I just? It growled differently at me for a second.
So not the out lane. So then go to 22, which is top lane R in RPM.
Top lane.
And then 32 is the right arrow target, which I think is what Todd's talking about.
Right arrow target.
The two center targets on each side of the large flat center middle.
Oh. Okay. So we're talking about right around here. These two targets. Can you see?
So from the top side of the playfield, you might want to like pull the stand-up target away from,
Right.
see if one of those makes
No.
it stop.
That says right arrow is closed when I'm holding it down. When I'm holding
Okay.
down the left one, left arrow closed.
Okay. So those are fine.
So this,
Mike, we're working on a motor dome.
you like to hear it growl. That's mid arrow.
We target number 2. It's 34.
Oh, that growl.
So all those targets on the left-hand side
Oh,
of the
these guys?
playfield.
The,
Yeah,
yeah.
check
Oh,
those.
okay. Can you see? Oh, God. Do not. Let you see this part. Alright, so I'm just gonna hold it up a little bit. Target bolts. Target bolts.
Nothing?
No, those are all called target bolts.
Okay.
What would ST stand for? This wasn't.
I'm
This was
reading
supposed to be a
through.
flipper rebuild.
Yeah, so I got shooter lane, single drop target, saucer left, saucer right, flipper left, credit, flipper right, out hold, coin right, coin left, coin middle, out lane left, out lane right, slam, tilt in the cabinet, left alley, spinner left, ramp switch, not used, return lane left, return lane right, top lane R, top lane P, top lane M, thumper bumper left, thumper bumper middle, thumper bumper right, slingshot left, slingshot right, center target, left arrow target, right arrow target, target 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's it. But ST, there's no like,
There's no ST.
there's no ST. Like,
I don't
there's
have.
saucer
I have like the
left and saucer
schematics of the
right,
parts. Manual.
and like shooter lane, but like, there's no like, unless it's slingshot.
Oh, I was like, yes, SJ, S. Oh, never mind.
But like, it starts with an S and ends with a T, so slingshot left or slingshot right. I guess we can go through all the 20s.
Oh yeah, it could be a slingshot. It's hard to tell. Uh, no, that's open. That's open. That's definitely open. Okay, there's those switches. Bro. What is ST2? Oh
Yeah.
my
So if you
god.
hold the slingshot closed, what does it say on the display? Does it say sling?
Right sing coast.
Yeah, it says sling. You're right, Tom.
Right sing coast.
Yeah, I have no
Everything
idea what
is
ST2.
named something except
Yeah, except for ST. Of course.
why does
Why?
PinTech Live always happen like this?
The motordom switches are organized in a matrix with ST representing the strobe column and the T representing the return row.
The
That's what
I
ChatGPT says.
representing the
The
return
I.
row.
So that's what ChatGPT says. Hmm.
Strobe column and I return row. For example, if displayed shows ST2 I3 refers to the switch located at strobe 2 return 3 in the switch matrix. Do you have the switch matrix? I don't have
I
that.
don't have a matrix.
On the manual?
I don't see a matrix yet. Hold on.
So it says ST2 I2. So let's look at strobe 2 return 2 in the switch matrix. And let's like, whew, turn that down.
Yeah, I don't see a matrix in this manual.
So motordome's the same era as our closer to hard body. So it might have the same switch matrix orientation, maybe. And I will keep inspecting with my eyes. But if it says strobe, am I supposed to be looking for lights?
Yeah, there's no actual like matrix. I got schematics.
Where did I just...
Oh, 6803. Mm-hmm.
Todd rage quit on us in our most
Did he?
dire time of need. I don't know. You're looking at the chat.
I don't know how to find what they're looking to find. Lights. Okay. What did it say? ST2. There's
Wait,
the switch matrix. Okay, so I found a switch matrix, but
what
I don't know
is?
how to.
Oh, what if it's this thing? I think I found it.
Hmm.
No, I don't know. What is this diverter? Cause there's nothing. Okay, check this. Can you see this diverter at the top?
Diverter where?
Well, I was trying to show the top of the playfield, but it was hard. But this guy, what assembly is this on? Like it only has
Oh,
one. It only has one blade.
is it closed?
I mean, it's only one. How do I know if it's closed or not?
Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't have two on it. Shit. What is that?
But it's
Okay.
also not. It's never been soldered on.
Oh,
So
whoa.
maybe it's just a wire gate that, but it has power running to it.
It's
Well,
just to provide a spring, is what Todd's saying. Just to give it.
gotcha. So there's no actual switch in relation to that.
I2 is left saucer, middle coin, right thumper bumper, and target bolt number 3.
All the bumpers look open. What about this one? Anything happen? Left saucer closed. Okay. Left saucer, all the pop bumpers. Those register as bumpers.
So it says
What
strobe
happened?
2, return 1.
What is strobe 2? It's a light? Like what
No,
is
on the display, what it's saying? It's saying ST2I2.
ST2I2 is closed.
It says not used. Strobe 2, return 2. When you go in the switch matrix, it says not used. So I don't know if it's anything.
What?
This is clicking on the link that
So it would always say
Edible
SD.
Bard posted. Like, if you click on that link, it'll take you
Gameplay
to the
seems to
switch
be
menu.
working great.
Normal, yeah. Like, I don't see this, so it might
But
not
we
be
just
anything.
saw that register on the thing, so we wanted to look at it.
Get the audio back?
Audio? Do you lose audio?
No, I stole your audio.
Oh,
Oh
no.
no.
You could hear us in the truck?
I could hear her, not you.
Really?
Yeah, I stole her phone, your call.
Whoa.
Because you Bluetooth in my truck better than my phone.
I
Oh my
sold
God.
35 motordomes and never saw that message. What?
So
Oh.
it's giving an error message SC2I2. So strobe 2. I2 is the return. That's not used. So it's not anything, but why would it give it that error?
Well, I would still say it's in either the row or the column of that device.
Okay.
Which
It's
is
en route
what?
to that thing.
So it's left spinner, right ramp, left return lane, right return lane, top lane, top lane, top lane.
I would think that
or
covering those crosses or whatever.
left saucer, coin chute 2, middle, right thumper bumper, target bolt 3, and not used.
Oh wait.
What's funny is that it's doing that to something that doesn't have a. So in the board, right, there would be a plug with each of those going to it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the one that's got the plug is the one that's saying, I've got something happening.
So it might be on like.
I mean, like, is the board not shorting out? Is there not something? I mean, like, couldn't we? At some point, you could check with the visual, but couldn't you check to see if there's?
That's right.
Because why would
saucer.
not use get triggered? There's no 2 wires that are sitting there dangling saying,
No.
I'm not used, and then they accidentally short.
Right. There's something.
But also, Todd said he's never seen that message, and
Right. Todd said he's never seen that message before in all the years of working on.
aftermarket board. Would that make a difference?
It might.
Okay, we can check.
But also, if the game is playing fine, then I wouldn't worry about it.
Well,
It's kind of one of those.
What's the? Is it playing fine?
Yeah.
Switches
we
register,
came here
everything
to
does.
do
Everything
some
registered.
flipper
So
rebuilds.
like the printed dot says that is the
But-
problem. Sorry guys, I just showed up. Everyone, sorry.
No,
And I don't mean to
no.
say,
Thanks
guys,
thanks for joining in the conversation. That is Carrie Carmichael,
I don't
the
know where I
other
am on the
owner
screen,
of
but-
Lynn's Arcade. Welcome back.
There, greened up.
It might be a swimmer board. We will look. I guess now.
So is it just a credit dot when you show up? It has this
It just,
error,
yeah,
But
just when you
we
turn
did
it on,
come
it
here to
shows
do
this error.
flipper rebuilds.
but does it allow you to play?
You still play, like you can play fine. Like the game turns on, plays 100%. It's just this weird switch thing. We were supposed to be doing flipper rebuilds, and then we saw it online and got stuck on trying to find this.
Ace, can you help me lower this waveform? He's gonna grab it.
Couldn't you unplug the
I'm gonna lift it up
switch
and push
row
it to the back.
and then turn it on
Yeah.
in the test and see if you
Thank
have that same
you.
error?
We could.
And
No,
then
don't say that.
plug it in and then turn the column off and see if unplug column and see if it,
Right. So
would that help us determine if it's something that's
yeah.
downstream or
So
upstream?
Moto, if you want to.
I don't know if you blow shit up with this.
No,
Fuck,
it's not.
no,
It shouldn't do anything
Wait.
at all. But like
Yeah,
if
my
you
fingers in here going no.
I don't want to
If
blow
you-
up my game.
if you unplug, what is that, J4?
Look at this beautiful back glass.
Was the beginning of Pinball
No
J4? We don't have no J104.
Oh, my camera is disconnected. No.
No, it's not. We got it.
Look at this
You see it.
beautiful back glass.
This is so pretty.
I'm scared. I was showing it off and I was like, just do not drop this. Oh my gosh. It's like in such mint condition. I got this game from Wizards World in Fort Wayne, Indiana. One of Ogdog's games, who's an amazing master tech.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the game is so beautiful. He LED'd it all with all sorts
This
of
thing
fun
broccoli?
RGBs and everything's immaculate. So this
Yep,
is
some working
inside. It does look like a new board. Maybe? Not. It
No.
doesn't say Swimmer on it.
No, that's his thought.
Oh, Phil just took his 3 strikes right away.
Oh no.
Okay, so any tips?
We were thinking of unplugging the switch matrix one at a time. And seeing if the error code still happens. Did it not do it that time? It didn't do it that time.
I love pinball.
Did it not do it that time? It totally didn't do it, huh? You turned it on and it didn't do it. Whoa. Okay.
I go smoke cigarettes now.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. Honestly, unless something starts messing up.
It literally did not do it that time.
Yeah, it's just like whatever. Like it's kind of one of those. If it plays, it plays, and
Well,
but we got to look through a switch matrix that I didn't know existed on a 6803 like that. That was cool. Fun.
okay. Well, so upon further inspection, what's going on? What do you got? There you go. My favorite part.
Yeah, that's my favorite way of testing stuff is use fingers
Use
and check.
fingers.
You get minorly zapped every now and again, but it's fine. Just don't do it on an EM.
Yeah.
Use a chopstick on an
I
EM for
don't
sure.
know. That's advanced level. I need to put the little level graphic on there.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Edible. That was cool. Like to see like the way that schematic, I need to save that because that was a really neat way of seeing that
Yeah, that was
schematic
fun.
where it said like the strobe and
Chasing
the
down
return
something
and
that doesn't
like
exist.
yeah, it's pretty rad. I'm saving that for sure.
All right, so cut. Take two.
Take two. Flipper rebuild.
Back to one, everybody. Action. All right, so upon further inspection, while we were looking at other stuff, I am seeing that these flippers are actually pretty good. We actually did a rebuild somewhat recently.
Stuff besides stuff you just fixed yourself.
Not yet. We're about to get into some other stuff.
What are you getting into now?
Flipper rebuilds.
This the broken flipper bushing?
Not yet. That's going to be probably next. Just both of them are broken. I remember both being broken.
Can we do the show? Cool, thanks.
Do the show.
All right, so well, we can hear your whole conversation. So,
Oh, sorry.
by the way, you're live. All right, so these stacks are kind of crusty, so I should clean those, right? But besides that, like this flipper plunger is good.
It looks new.
This
I guess
is all
the
nice.
inspection that you can do right now is take the coil stop off the back side of that coil and inspect it to see if it's been smashed. You can pull the coil out and check the plunger.
It's a quick test.
So it's like a quick like two screws and see what they look like.
Okay.
And that's like your quick and dirty.
Let's do
Visual
that
inspection.
for this one because
if you don't know if they've been redone, if you bought this game just recently, you'd see if the coil sleeves are heavily marred or not.
Mm-hmm. But the look of them, they look new. But yeah, the quick test is just take those two screws off the back side of that coil stop and pull the coil stop off, see if it's been smashed and hammered.
Is the circumstance that the flippers aren't flipping?
I mean, or you can just look at it in this case, and this coil stop is
Or is it
brown.
I mean, that looks like an old coil stop for sure.
Right. And then this is all rusted, this plunger, so it definitely wants to be changed out.
I mean, the lower flippers look
This
pretty
guy
good,
right here
but
is
that
pretty
guy looks
wiggly.
pretty.
So I'll probably change this whole stack.
I mean, yeah, he's got a little bit of.
The flipper bushing looks all right. So this one, and then what's even worse.
What inline valley are we working on?
Motored.
Motor Dome has these?
This fourth flipper
78.
is also pretty gnarly looking. So these are the ones we're going to focus on.
It looks like they might have rebuilt the lower guys, but they didn't do the upper guys.
Right, and by
So which
lower
solid
he
kit was
means
reused,
where the
right?
flippers are on the lower playfield, like right here.
Yeah.
It's like a reverse stage left, you know.
Yeah,
stage right
I
there.
talk about lower flippers. I mean like the
So
lower two on
lower
the.
are those ones up there. These are the upper flippers because it's on the upper part of the playfield. So we want.
Yeah, linear flippers are a little expensive on the rebuild side because of they're odd. Like it's a.
Oh, you like my arcade? When are you coming to visit CNK? Here. Oh wait, I picked up the wrong camera. There you go. This is my pinball lineup. Got some TVs. We got 18 pins and like 60 vids. It's super zoomed in, that's why it's all weird. Alright, there it
You
is.
say you have 60 vids?
Yeah.
60? Oh my
60.
God. That's insane.
You've been here.
I know, but I didn't know you had 60 of them. That's crazy.
Okay. So, since I want to change the switch stack and all this stuff, would you recommend I bring it to the bench, or
Yes.
is it just as easy to do it here?
I mean, I would recommend if you're going to do the switches, like I would take the coil off and leave it dangling and then take the rest of it to the bench. Like you're going to have to, well, actually, you're going to have to unscrew or unsolder the switch as well.
Right.
But the coil you can kind of leave dangling in the game. You don't have to unsolder that, but you can unscrew the coil stop, pull the coil out, leave that dangling, take a photo of your switch stack, so you know where you're going to be putting stuff back together, and then take the rest of it over to the bench. Put the new switch stack on. The other way I like to do it is if I can get to it, because like that switch stack can be a pain in the butt to actually like get out with a screwdriver if you got all this other stuff in the way. But if you're able to actually get to those screws to get that switch stack off without taking the whole thing out, then I would leave it in there. But if you got a bunch of stuff in the way, then it's easier just to take it out and then put the new switch stack in. I'd even leave that old, like, yeah, I would unsolder the switch stack and then pull that plate out, put it back together. The only other thing I worry about, though, with doing this is like your flipper, because of the era that this game is, it's a pin that screws in like and wedges into the flipper bat post. So you're gonna have to try to find that same spot for that flipper bat to land. So kind of like with the old Bally's and stuff, I usually get new
flipper bats
at the same time, just so I can line it up where I want it and not where it used to be. You know, if you need to like actually adjust it.
Okay, I don't think I
But
have these type of flipper bats because they're a bit fatter. But I could put a lightning. in it?
I mean, you could put the old one back in it,
Right, but
or
there's memory
you could
on.
also put the one from the right side on the left side. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do both, you could switch the bat from the right side of the playfield to the left side of the playfield, and then you'll have a clean side to screw it into. Maybe.
I think the
Um,
left side is a 2-inch flipper.
oh,
No.
so it's different. Never mind. So don't do that.
No.
All it's going to end up doing is just kind of reseating in the same spot. Like that's really what it's going to end up. It'll fall back into the same position that it started at. But
Or I just remove this
take that off
and
right now
this,
just to check it anyway.
and
Like pull the
then,
pull the pull the coil stop off and check it and see if it's
but I
even
can keep this
hammered.
here.
Keep
Although,
all that there. Just take the coil stop off
terrible.
and just check it and see what they look like, and we'll go from there.
Okay. One of the things I wanted to show is when people advise you to take pictures of what you're working
Mm-hmm.
on, what you really want to focus on, you obviously want to get like your wide shot, but you want to pay close attention to where each of these wires are going. So you have, on this game, you have 3 different wires going to the coil, or actually 5, because these are running through it too. So I'm going to take a picture on the top and bottom, because it's like this orange one goes to this far right one, this orange one goes to the middle, but these 2 black ones, which is like the ground probably, is just going to that 2 on this outside and then 1 on that. And then same with the switch stacks. You want
So
to,
another good thing when you're taking photos of the coil is you want to make note of the diode position.
oh yeah, good
So
point.
the diode has lines on it. It has like a gray line saying what way electricity flows through it. So if you get like a new coil, sometimes the way they have it, like pin coil, I think they're swapped, like the diodes are swapped around. So you want to make sure you're putting the wires in the correct position with the diodes. You know, it is the lug is very, yes, you want to put it on the right lug, but you need to make sure that lug is on the same position as the diode. Otherwise, you'll send voltage the wrong way and ruin some stuff. You burn out boards and stuff. It's a flipper rebuild turns into a lot more work.
Right.
Which I have done a couple times. So I've learned to make sure that where like outside a customer do that, where they put the new coil in and then like I put the wires in the same position as the old coil, and I'm like, yes, but you didn't put them in the diodes were a different way.
Right. So before you disassemble a mech, you want to take pictures of it, you want to get your wide shot, and you want to get details of the orientation of the wires, which wires go to each lug, and if you plan on changing the coil out right here, then you'll also want to double check the orientation of the diodes just to
Because you can look, yeah,
verify.
you can look on that diode. You can see on the far left side of the diode, there's a white line,
Yep, it's a little gray line right
a
here.
gray line.
So you want to
So
make
that's
sure
like
that's the right orientation for.
your gatekeeper for uh, electricity. So it lets electricity through one way. And if you have the high voltage on the wrong side of that diode, it's going to send high voltage up through where it's not supposed to be sending high voltage. It's sending it backwards. So you just want to make sure that, yeah, you're taking note of that, all these orientations.
Yes. And then same with for the switch stack, you want to take a picture to make sure you know which wire is going to which. For example, these are kind of jumpered on from here to here, so I would know that this right coil lug is going to the outside of that switch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you have to let me know if I'm sniping
Oh,
the
sorry.
shot. And then this middle lug has the orange one that's going to.
Yeah, go down a little bit.
Thanks.
The inside. Yep.
You watching?
I'm watching.
So.
But yeah, Graham's got a good point. You want to make sure that you're standing in a wading pool with no shoes or socks on with the power on. Like, you want all that electricity to go through your body and into the water.
Yeah, let's not have jokes like that on this show. Appreciate it.
Don't do any of that. Be wearing shoes.
Always wear closed-toed shoes when you're working on anything.
Rubber soles. Did I ever tell you the first time I broke a sheet of glass was when I was in flip-flops and shorts? And it exploded all over my feet. It was really fun. Bit scary, bit scary.
It's too big. Alright, I need to find a socket for these.
I am really curious to see what this coil stop looks like. You had your first snow and you plowed the driveway barefoot. Jeez Louise. Graham.
That is. Say. No? Alright. So we're going to pull the coil stop off first. Oops. Guess I should use a longer
Mm-hmm. Little extension.
little extension, which I do have on my card. I'm just trying to get this done because it's late. We spent an hour chasing a problem that wasn't
A
even a
ghost.
problem. So
How are we looking? Pretty concave? Yeah. Ooh.
it's like beyond concave. It's like
It's a divot.
you can't see it.
Yeah, what's
I
the
learned this technique from Granny Goatee to get focus.
really? Oh, hey.
It's not working. Is it working?
It was working sort of.
It's hard.
I mean, I could kind of tell when you were facing on it. What's the plunger look like? Is it a mushroom?
So we're gonna push this to the side. the sleeve is nice and tight. I will need tools to fix that. Yeah, it's pretty past
Pretty
due.
hammered. So yeah, so since you have it out, you don't even need to take the flipper bat off.
Oh, I'm not going to.
Yeah, might as
After
well.
you mentioned about I should have a new flipper bat because of the memory thing, then yeah, I decided that I am going to keep it in the game because again, we have 17 other games to go through and
Hmm.
we're limited time. So this is the old one and the new one. Actually, I'll do it like this. So you can see right here, old and new.
Mm,
Can you tell?
yeah,
Wish it
let's
would
see if it's
focus better.
pretty hammered.
It's easier when I'm behind the camera, so then I can
Yeah, totally.
focus stuff.
But again, with that end of stroke switch too, like no need to switch it out necessarily if it's still working.
Even if
Um,
it's like white,
as long as it's white
see
because of the
this?
electricity that's popping through it. So like
Oh, fuck.
it's just doing it's arcing and so it's creating like a carbon kind of buildup. But if that flipper is working and it's actually snapping, it's getting the electricity to like with that switch being normally closed, it needs to be closed for it to activate that coil.
What about this thing
Um,
being jiggly?
that's kind of I mean most of them are jiggly. Like they're never really like super tight in there. All that is the spacer to make it so it opens up. Um, but again, like to get to those screws, you got all these other wires and stuff that are in the way. So like
Not really.
if you're are you able to actually get a screwdriver in there then
Yeah, look.
oh cool.
I have like the most clean pathway ever.
Oh cool. Well in that case then yeah, you can totally do that. A lot of the times I have a hard time getting to those with it in the game. So I usually see if they're, working and not worry about it. Because if it's yeah, like I said, if it's flipping, it has the contact, and if it's strong, then there's kind of no need to do it. But be able to get that coil sleeve out, geez Louise.
Any tips for getting a stuck coil sleeve out?
I use another coil sleeve on the other end and kind of push it through.
Alright, let's try it out. Oh, look how beautiful and new this is.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And then I'll never have to come and swap
Never.
this out again for a very
Yeah,
long time. So
yeah.
since I'm here
Might as
doing the
well.
rebuild,
Might
I
as well do
just
it.
this you can see right here. Nope. This
Oh, it's
spacer
gorgeous.
is not jiggly.
Oh, it's not
Like
jiggly at
it's
all.
not like it's about to fall out like
Hmm.
the other one. The contacts are nice and round because they're fresh. So they're super rounded where this older one, this is you can clean it right with a business card or a really, really light file and get those contacts. But
I mean, you're right.
if
Might as well. You're there.
if I look at the ones up there, I wish I had that one. But definitely, like, if these contact plates, sometimes they can fall off. These little tabs.
Yeah, the
Can you see?
little,
You
yeah,
can't even see
totally.
anything.
I can.
It's all
I mean,
blown out.
it's close, but like you can see it. Yeah, those little tabs that are on both sides, like they'll fall
So
off. Actually, was that
these
a
guys inside will fall off.
yeah, I was at a
This one is
spot
not too bad.
yesterday, and there's he had an Adams
Balance
family,
guard.
and both of them were gone. Like both lower flippers, the little pads were both gone, and I was like, yeah, you definitely need those. Those are important.
There we go. Screw starting screwdriver.
I don't know what that means.
We're going to make this more in focus because I can't take it. Oh God.
Hmm?
There we go. I have 2 new plungers. Wait. Oh.
What?
Nothing.
You said, oh,
Where did that old plunger go? So, any other advice when doing a flipper rebuild? Or why you should do a flipper rebuild?
I mean, staying on top of it is definitely going to make the gameplay a lot more fun. These ones are a little bit more involved for sure. Um,
I lost it.
but I also didn't realize you could actually do the more quick version of this like you're doing with just taking that plunger out. I thought you had to take that whole thing apart to get that plunger out of there, but it just came right out.
Yeah, very simple, right?
Yeah, very cool. It's going to be very snappy.
I'm trying to find the old one. I can't.
What were you needing from the old one?
To look at the size of it. Oh, this.
Does it seem smaller?
No, that's good. Okay.
You're looking at like length or diameter? Very excited now because I'm going to do this to your hard body. Since I need new coils anyway. Or a new coil. having
Oh,
to
yeah.
rebuild all the flips at the
Fried.
same time. Fried a coil stop. One of the screws came out of the end of stroke. One of the screws came out of the end of stroke, and so it was dangling. So that upper right flipper was just high powering for who knows how long. And then someone called me over to it, and they're like, the upper flipper's not going down. I was like, oh no. I was like, maybe it's just a spring that came off. And I opened it up, and I was like, nope, that coil's done.
No. Okay, so when you're trying to get a coil sleeve out of a finicky coil,
There you go.
Matthew mentioned using another coil sleeve and pushing in the back of it. This is not working, so I'm gonna use pliers, I guess, and try to rip it out. What is your next?
So the other one I do is actually use like your dental pick tool, like the long, because that's just gonna break it apart. Unless you can grab it. Oh, you actually got it out. Nice.
It's coming.
Anytime I try to do that, it just falls apart on me.
I mean, it is breaking.
But that's fine. You just want to get it out of there.
But now at least I have this hole, so I can kind of
hmm
do what you said before. But you said with a dental pick?
So I use like a dental pick and squeeze it down the side of it. So wherever the coil sleeve is, I'm trying to figure out my camera here. I'll like go down the side of it with the dental pick and then pick the pick up and break that coil sleeve apart on the inside
Oh,
and then just
gotcha.
pull it out. Yeah.
So now I have the new coil sleeve stuck in this way, which I guess is not a bad idea if I reverse this.
Which is kind of what you want to do anyway.
Right, and so
Kind of want
why do we want the
it's
lugs away from the coil stop?
it's better to have them away from the coil stop if you have enough wire to allow you. Because when you flip the flipper and that flipper plunger hits that coil stop and it slams it and you have your lugs on the coil stop, it's just sending vibrations straight through them, and then those wires might break off periodically. And you're going back in and having to resolder wires back onto your flipper coil. So you kind of want the shock absorption to be, or the shock to be hitting on the opposite end of the coil lugs. I think that was a vid 1900 thing that I read. Carrie showed me a long time ago, because he always swaps them around. So
Yep,
this
that was something
orientation is
Kyle
actually,
always does too.
it's just, yeah, it makes it so you're
Alright,
less likely to break wires off.
so that's in. You can already see
That's
just how much
looks
smoother it
way
is.
nicer.
Right.
Way nice.
So now I'm going to be able to get up that right ramp that's
Yes.
pretty steep over there. Motor dome, everything is like fluid. So you want to hit there to go up to there, to go up to there. So having all four flippers like slaying is very important. We are a
A little
bit
tight.
tight. So I think I'm just going to cut this.
Oh, you're gonna give yourself a little
Zip
bit more
tie,
slack.
just because that's
Yeah.
kind of pulling on it, and
Mm-hmm.
after a while, it will probably break this plastic on the coils to even take the lug with it,
Mm-hmm.
if I had to guess. I'm gonna get my fills, do a little snippy, go really slow so I don't snip any wires.
Mm-hmm. Also, I have done that, trying to snip a zip tie and been like, no.
Oops.
I've messed up a lot of games learning how to work on them, but I've always been able to fix them. So
That is good.
something that Carrie gave me a lot of confidence in my early days of working on games, where it was like, if you break it more, we just fix that too. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be okay.
Sheesh.
Definitely try not to break it more.
I'm just gonna have to redo all of these. It's pretty buried in there. There we go. Just a little bit
Able to get a
more.
little bit, just a little bit of
Just a
slack.
little bit.
Nice.
So now if I zip it here, I don't know if you can see, but it's a little bit more.
Yeah, you got a little play.
It's just like the way these are soldered together. It's just like
Well, it's meant to be
French
positioned the
raven.
other way.
Well, yeah, I know, but I mean, like if you look at these cables are like wrapped up in each other.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas like I
Totally.
would have taken that
Go
and
up a
come
little
on the
bit.
outside.
Right.
So, wait, I can't see. Can you see that?
I mean, you might be able to pull that coil up and swing it around and like kind
See,
of
this
undo them a little
gray
bit.
is wrapped around that
Oh, yeah.
instead of just coming straight out.
Yeah.
Oops. Lots of solder was used.
Lots of solder was used.
Okay. I'll just add a little zip tie.
Zippy tie. I'll be back in a second. I'm going to use the restroom. Be back.
Alright, so I just added more slack to that cable because we switched the orientation of the coil. So when the flipper plunger is hitting that coil stop, it's not rattling these coil lugs as much, which helps keep them nice and strong, basically. Alright, we're going to put the coil stop back on. The new coil stop, actually. This is the new one here. Oh, can't forget my wavy washer. So these wavy washers are super important. Oops. The wavy washers hold the coil tight to the coil stops and coil brackets. So it's nice and snug, allowing that plunger to go through successfully. If it's a little bit loose, then you'll notice some friction on the plunger, on the flipper when you're playing. It'll kind of just be slightly off and have that friction you don't want. So we're going to put that guy on.
It makes it less likely to bind. You get that little bit of play and might bind up on you.
Bind. Okay. Let me make sure these. Yeah. You do have to add a little bit of pressure because of the wavy washer. when you're putting these guys back in. I'm just gonna set it and then grab my DeWalt.
Kind of get him in there with your fingers first and then grab the tool. I've learned pinball repair, you need to be pretty dexterous. You gotta get your fingers in funky little positions.
Okay, that guy's in there. Mid DeWalt. I will add my extension. Make it a little bit easier to access. Okay, can we still see?
Oh, that's much better.
Yeah.
You could get in there.
Yeah. Okay. So now new coil stop is attached. New flipper plunger, new coil sleeve. Now it just feels like the smoothest butter ever. That's gonna play super snappy. And then we will replace this guy. Switch. You can
Got your
see.
soldering iron nice and hot?
Not yet. So we're gonna unsolder here at the switch. And then swap out the stack because this guy is a little jiggly. He's gonna fall off eventually probably. And the switch is a little whatever. This will not go in my art pile. This will go back in my switch kits and be like a worst case scenario.
A backup? Yeah,
Because we know
totally.
it works, right? It's still
Yeah.
good, but I just feel like since I'm here, I kind of want to go the full extent and then just go ahead and swap it out. Since I have the ability to do so. And then I can reroute these wires too, which are just driving me crazy.
So a little trick that I do is instead of unsoldering them right now, I would unscrew that switch and leave it kind of dangling, put the new switch in, and then when I unsolder one wire, I know exactly where it's going.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's smart. Let's do
It's kind of like a,
the other
not
thing is
necessarily worried about.
we'll do this when we're soldering at this kind of vertical slope. Just putting this down here in case any solder drops. But I'm doing it right now too, just in case I drop the screw, and maybe it'll help me find it easier.
Yeah, hopefully it just lands right in that towel and not rattling all the way down into the bottom, going, no, I gotta go spend 20 minutes hunting for a screw.
Yeah.
Always fun.
We already wasted that time hunting for a switch that didn't exist. Alright. So this is disconnected. It's just gonna chill. I will reuse these screws.
Good night, Todd.
Good night, Todd.
Get that schedule ready for tomorrow.
I wish I could give y'all a better. I need to bring a C stand or T-bar stand to do.
I can't really see there.
I know, I can't.
Your other angle is all right. Oh, it's better.
Yeah, you need to be like right here, where I am.
Yeah.
Put you in my pocket.
We need a.
What if I did that? Oh,
You need
boy.
like a headlamp, but it's a camera.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, but every time it's in my pocket, it's not gonna work.
Oh, is it in your pocket? Nice.
Yeah. I'm sorry, y'all.
Yeah, Mr. J. Crane, like this screwdriver that she's using is really nice, but it is big. So like
I was trying to get
if
the
it
small one, and also this looks a lot bigger than it is because it's in my hand. But I was trying to get the smallest one, and it is pretty big. I thought it'd be the ones that turn into like the gun, but it's just a long wand, so it works still nicely.
they work good and it's like adjustable so you can actually take the torque down on it if you need to, and then that way it won't strip out anything.
Okay, so I'm gonna make
But it
sure I'm putting this in the
definitely,
same orientation. So that looks right to me. I'm gonna drop it in and connect it back to the flipper plate.
yeah, as long as you look at it and when it flips, it is pushing
Oops,
that
you
switch
already did the shot.
open.
Okay. It pushes it open.
Perfect.
Is this stack longer?
Is it a fatter stack?
It is. So this stack is one stack higher than the original that's currently in here.
So now this is a fun thing I've had to do in the past as well. So you got to get a razor blade and finagle that bottom wafer off of there, and then you're gonna have to trim the plastic tubing that goes through it, holding them all together to make it so it'll fit right.
Awesome. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Could I get longer screws?
Or if you had longer screws. But in like a pinch where it's like I don't like those screws are so specific in the size, like I usually don't have longer screws. I just take a razor blade and I just cut that one off. As long as the switch still has one wafer in between the switch itself and the metal plate, you'll be fine.
Okay. We're gonna check to see in our screw assortment set and in our Titan little box of COM if we have the exact screw. That's a little bit longer. Otherwise, we will be doing some surgery on the switch.
That could be a something to think about adding to the kit is
Yeah,
putting those
absolutely.
screws, like putting the long like screws that actually make it all the way through that'd be a cool little addition. Plus you get a couple extra in case you do drop one of your old ones in the game and you can't find it. At least you'll have some in the bag. And if you want it to look all nice and shiny all the way around, you'll have shiny screws at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always nice when you're like, you guys actually have these assemblies too on Marco that's like fully done up. So it's like new coil, new flipper plate, new flipper, everything, like all assembled. And that's kind of one of those things like if I'm really getting into it, I just like want everything to be brand new. I'll just do all of it and then I'll save these old plates for backups. But it's kind of like,
Yeah.
if the plate's flying, it doesn't really make any sense. But at the same time, it's like, oh, this is like fresh coil, fresh plate. Everything looks shiny and brand new again. And it's just I don't know, there's a sense of like, yeah, that's gorgeous. Are you looking for screws or are you cutting stuff right now?
I'm looking for screws.
Okay. Yeah, they're kind of a specific thing, and I've never found them like randomly in like Box of Calm, or it's tough to find the right ones,
Oh,
which
we
is always
didn't say
nerve-wracking
goodnight
when
to
you do.
Todd. Good night, Todd. Thanks
We
for
said
hanging
goodnight
out
to
with
Todd.
us.
We did. I said goodnight to Todd.
Okay. If y'all don't know who Todd Tucky is, he is legendary. He is a vital person in the arcade and pinball
Oh
community and
my
has
gosh.
pretty much a tutorial on every single game ever. Ooh, these little gold screws are cute.
Yeah, CNK, it's the Titan's little box of calm, which always made me laugh when I saw it, and then I bought one just
Oh,
because it's nice to have in the kit for
yeah.
that very reason. When you drop a screw or a nut somewhere, you're just like, oh my gosh. It's okay. I got my little box of calm. I got
Oh,
extras.
I was like, ooh, I found one, but it was just, it dropped out of my Switch into the box.
Oh my goodness.
So there's not one here. So that is awesome. We're going to just migrate to the bench and
Yeah, can I see that switch again real quick? Just want to make sure there's enough space. Yeah, totally. You totally have like an extra, go to the one way so that you're behind your other camera screen.
I can't see.
Other way. Go to your right.
I'm trying to open up OBS so I can actually see my camera.
Oh.
There we go. Why is it moving up here? Okay.
So yeah, you have an extra wafer that you can get rid of and still have one wafer in between that bottom switch and the metal that you're going to be attaching it to. So you just take a razor blade and you go in between those two wafers and you're going to cut. There's like a plastic sheath that goes all the way through both of those or all of those. And you're just going to cut through that plastic sheathing and you got to cut through both of them. And then you'll have enough, it'll give you enough space to put that switch in. I've also had to like disassemble those switches, the switch stacks, and reassemble it to give me the right height. So I'll use like the old switch wafers if they're like thinner and like
Oh, wow.
pull it all apart and then put it all back together again with different ones. All right, Obi, go passed out, man.
Good night, Obi.
You're
Thanks for
working
hanging out.
on troubleshooting Party Zone all day. Yeah, troubleshooting is definitely a mental wear down. I'll tell you that. Like trying to get through stuff and going all day. I hope you figured it out. And if not, you will. I have full faith.
You can do
Hey,
it,
you'll get it.
Obi.
You can do it. If you're still there, what was your issue?
I have a whole thing of razor blades somewhere.
Oh, thanks for subscribing for 42 months, Obi. That's badass.
Aw, thank you, Obi. I gotta send him this.
Badass. Send him some swag.
Absolutely. Well,
You got it, Obi. You can do it.
when you have
What
a
was your problem?
shared cart, stuff gets moved. Hey Ace, do you know where the razor blades are? Yeah, like there was a stack of razor blades in the cart. Yeah, pack. Yeah.
Oh, 12 volts out. Bummer.
Oh no.
So I'm guessing it's caps, bridges.
Alright, well, I'm going to head to the store tomorrow morning to get me a
Just
new pack of razor blades because it has been
Is it
removed from
solving
my
games?
cart.
for what?
You still solving games?
Yeah, we got a switch stack that's too fat, so we need a razor blade to cut the switch stack down, but we are out, apparently. He's got a fork. Was that spicy cheese?
Have you had this?
This has been
This is not as
fun after
presentable as it
hours.
could be.
I
It's
agree.
been a fun after hours stream. It's been
Yep.
a
A,
lot
fir-
of like random little things.
a first and a last for everything.
Yeah.
One
Ooh.
thing of trying to work on something after a 12-hour day is your brain doesn't function too well.
That's
Really, I started this stream because I wanted to show you some cool things,
Feel
but we
that
didn't
when I
even
see
get to it.
30 minutes.
So
hmm.
we're going to wrap up and embrace our failure, and
It's not
I'll
failure.
try
It's
again
progress.
tomorrow. Mm,
It's progress. There's little hiccups that happen in pinball repair all the time, and you got to be able to just roll with it and
I like some ghost pepper
do
cheese.
it when you get the right stuff that you need. Especially
true.
if you had a stack of like razor blades, it's like, hey,
I have a
have
stack
a,
of razor blades. They're just missing, and now it's just almost midnight.
oh
So,
my goodness, it is almost midnight for you, huh? Jeez
yeah,
Louise.
it's been a very long day.
Hmm.
Anyways, I really just wanted to do this stream to show off this awesome
Oh
shooter rod
yeah.
that we
Oh yeah.
have for roller games because when I first got it, I was like, man, this thing is huge. I don't know how I feel about it. But I installed it anyways because it's a skate wheel. We do sell them on our website. They're from 4S, so skill shot shooter rods. And I was so impressed with, and I can show it to you guys. One is this is super rad. It lights
Yeah.
up. And you know what? I'm okay with little kids coming over here and doing this.
And just yeah, spin it.
When they do this, can you see Star Wars over there? Can you
Mm-hmm.
can you
Wait,
actually see it? No, you
hold
can't.
on. Go back to the right. But
Can you see direction?
there you go.
Okay,
The fire
so
button.
so many little kids just stand here, don't play the pinball, but go blah,
Oh yeah.
up and down and up and down. That gives me mad anxiety. If a little kid comes over here and it's like, spin, watch it colored. Oh wait, turn this light off. Watch it colored. I'm all about that. So I will totally direct their energy into spinning our
Absolutely.
roller game shooter knife because that
Like
is just dope.
that doesn't affect any switches. It doesn't wear
Yeah,
anything
exactly.
out.
No,
Like
it's
it's
just
like
on
no,
this little
spin
thing.
it. Like
I put some
yeah,
super lube
do
on it, so it just like spins so nicely and just looks so awesome. It can spin either way. It's like a fidget spinner, quite honestly.
Yeah,
And
straight up.
so my hesitation was this thing is freaking huge, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if you can see. I need to work on my focusing. It's like it works so well too. Like you just kind of grab it.
Does it go all the way
And pull
up?
it back. Yeah, and it'll go all the way up. It didn't that point because I was looking through the camera
You halvesied it.
on all of them, but I touched it with black coil fingers, so now I'm sad, and
Get out your naphtha.
I'm gonna wipe it off with some naphtha. I'm sure Wildcat rubber cleaner would work too,
Oh yeah, totally.
which I also have, and we sell on our website. But since I do have a little thing of naphtha, we're just gonna clean
Yeah,
that
that
real quick.
Wildcat rubber cleaner is nice because it doesn't. You can like clean off all your rubbers and it doesn't dry
Yes.
them out
This
like
is
naphtha
right. This
does.
is much nicer because it keeps, like you said, it doesn't dry out the rubber. So it's super
Yeah, it keeps it
awesome to
nice
have.
and moist and lubricated. I said the M word. I know people hate it, but I said it.
I'm holding it down with my dirty hands.
Use a little naphtha on your fingers first.
Right? Yeah, just comes right off.
Yeah.
So I've had this installed for several weeks now. It has not gotten dirty, even though it's white and you would expect it to.
Unless you touch it with coil fingers.
Right. I was the one that finally made it dirty because, like, look at my hands from
Yeah,
really
tech
old
hands, man.
coil dust. Um, oops. Well, I was gonna plunge it and then I kind of let go. But yeah, it plunges like pretty nicely. I was actually pretty impressed. You know, you
That's
just
awesome.
kind of Keith Elwin the plunger rod.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
totally.
like just with the fingers and pull it back and just let go and let physics do the
Let the
rest.
weight do the work.
Yeah.
Because yeah, that plunging out of there and trying to get all the way up that left ramp can be challenging sometimes. So
Yes.
that having a little
I
bit of that extra weight might actually, yeah, give it
it
that
the
oomph.
the extra weight actually does help with plunging it to get it over that wall. Let's see if I can try it again. Bam. It's like
Bam.
the issue you always have with roller games is the plunger not being able to get you over up into the wall, and the plunge is so important. But with this awesome light up shooter rod by 4S, not only is it rad, but it allows you to hit that wall pretty much every time as long as you're just like bam.
Love
And
it.
the other thing too is you don't poke yourself. Although
Yeah, you know.
you should never be doing this anyway. This is not going to help on roller games, but sometimes you go like that. And the original shooter rod had the pointy
Oh, we're gonna put pokey things on all of our games
put
so people
pokey things
stop
on.
doing that.
That was the one thing that I was like, oh, but I'm losing the pokey. But I could put the pokey on another one. But you can go like that, and I don't think it really affects it as much as other games. So I'll save my pokey by Williams rod for
So we need to make
1997.
someone we need someone to make stern. The Bally one doesn't work. It's not long enough for the stern games. So like we need to have them make like the longer version of with the pokey thing on the end of it, so people stop slamming my uh shooter, my the little springs. They just smash the springs. Like it ends
Right,
up
the
like
springs
crushing
snap.
those, like
And that
whatever that
was,
little
yeah, that was gonna
the
be my
barrel
other
spring.
tip. Like, if you have roller games and you're having trouble getting up to the wall, I mean, first step is you should just go ahead and buy the
Get,
shooter.
I mean, yeah,
Because,
you
like,
should
look
get
how
a
awesome that
super
looks.
dope
Hold
like
on,
light up
wait. Look
wheel. Yeah, for
how
sure.
cool this shooter rod is. It lights up. It's amazing. I'm making it dirty again for the sake of this shot because of my dirty coil finger hands. But it's so awesome. And yeah, it gives you your skill shot every time. But
Fantastic.
if you don't have this, a lot of times this spring will break or just get rusted or kind of lose its tension. So you want to go in and swap out that barrel spring. And then you can also
Yeah, and
mess
then you can
around with the
also,
tension of. I don't know if
yeah,
you're gonna be able to see it. The
I can't remember
tension.
what color.
I put blue in it. Before it was like just whatever was in the game. Maybe it was brown or red. But if you get the Marco spring assortment kit, the tension that we mark blue works really well for roller games, and it looks cool too. So, haha.
Is it high tension? Is that the highest
It
tension?
is a high tension, yes.
Yeah, that is something also that we were
Mm-hmm.
joking about doing, where I wanted to replace all my shooter springs with the highest tension possible.
Yeah, so it's like.
to me, so like your skill shot, you definitely have to like learn like just that little bit of pullback, or is it a medium pullback? Because like it's so high that it's just gonna like send that thing like every
Right.
time. So, doing the like different tensions on them, which is like, no, let's just put high tension everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think Matt at Frigo Watch did that to one of his games, and people were like, "What did you do? I can't like hit the skill shot anymore. This thing is too strong." He's like, "Don't pull back as much. Figure it out."
yeah. You gotta find like to try to get the MXB skill shot on Stranger Things.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
such a specific spot you need to hit that drop target and then come back to that left saucer, and then that's how you get the
Yeah.
MXB skill shot, which is like 40 million right there. If you
Yeah.
can do that, then you're most likely gonna win that game.
You can do that on the regular. If you can do all three
Right.
skill shots that way, like
But
you're at
I promise
120
you,
mil.
as soon as we go in and clean the game and wipe down that playfield and put new balls, that sweet spot that you found, you
It's
gotta
gone.
figure it out again.
Yeah, it's gone.
And that's the
Completely gone.
goal. That's what makes it fun. It's not the same thing over and over again. Every time you walk up to a game, because of like the wear and tear and the nature and environment, your game is just gonna play different. And
Yep.
it's beautiful because of that.
That's one of the greatest things about pinball, is that it's something that I actually complimented Tim Hansen on at Seaside Champ, where I was like, I know our games are set up ridiculous. Like they're so hard. There's like no ball saves on stuff, and there's like the rubber scheme is different, but his adaptability to go into a game, realize what it's giving him, and then taking advantage of that is spectacular. So it's like you can play our Tron, and then you go play someone else's Tron. They're going to play completely different. So you got to be able to like adapt to what each game is giving you. And so watching him adapt and then still slay and take Seaside Champ and win, and I was just like, bro, like you were able to roll with the punches of this game and figure out, like he was playing our Godzilla and he couldn't hit like one of the shots, and he was just like, forget it. I'm gonna go a different route. I'm gonna go the shots that it's giving me. I'm able to hit. I'm gonna focus on those and take those points when I can get them. And that's the beauty of pinball, where you're just like, this game is going to play completely different than the one that I'm used to. So you need to adapt and change. And maybe they just cleaned and waxed it. Maybe they just
Yeah.
put a new shooter rod in it or a new shooter spring in it. And you're just like, oh my gosh, like this is not what I'm used to.
Yeah, different rubbers. You know, the difference between rubber, silicone, or polyurethane is going to change how the game plays. The
Yeah.
pitch of your game versus other people's games. You know, when you put lightning clippers on your games,
Yeah,
change
you know.
it.
We love our lightning clippers.
um, but yeah, it does make pinball super beautiful. And yeah, congrats to Tim Hansen. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Beast mode.
yeah. So tomorrow we get some razor blades. We'll get that switch stack put together. No problem. That's easy money.
Tomorrow we are going to do that probably off stream. Sorry, y'all. It's going to be early morning because we open at 10 a.m.
My
and
goodness.
I got to get Motordome working again. Oh, what will probably happen, being a realistic operator, is that switch that is still good. I'm just going to just
Just reinstall it.
reinstall it, button it up, do the quick rebuild on the right flipper. I mean the left upper flipper, and then I gotta hit my Star Wars flipper bushings. I
Yeah.
gotta make some adjustments on Pulp Fiction. I gotta clean John Wick. It's embarrassingly dirty playing that game. And
Yeah, start with the easy stuff. That's something as an
waking
operator,
up, yeah.
like
Well, I
I've
think
I've
just
learned.
plugging this all back in will be easy enough.
Yeah.
That's gonna be the road to success at this point.
Yeah. It's a it's momentum too. So like anytime I have like 4 or 5 things down at the arcade, I always pick the easy stuff first and I get through the few easy things and that gives me momentum and confidence. And then I'm like, okay, now I got to go into this like crazy weird little thing that I'm dealing with. And that like all that other momentum and successes helps me go into the harder thing with like drive and I'm like, yeah, like okay, like I can do this. Like
I can
I've
kill
got
it.
all these little things that I'm like win 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 win.
Yeah.
Okay, let's hopefully
And
I
then
can
you
win
get
at this.
then you get DCMA by DMCA by Star Wars.
Right. Where they shut your stream down for
You're in
having
victory
call outs that
music.
you're not supposed to.
Well, we
Right.
were on Facebook, y'all, but I guess not anymore.
But
All
Star Wars
right.
came on.
Thanks for hanging out with everyone, with us. Thanks everyone for hanging out with us tonight. Again, another late night stream. If we do a Marco After Hours again, we will be watching another technician working, and I will operate the cameras. This was difficult, but also rewarding. Learn lots of tips and tricks. It was great to see Todd Tucky in here helping us out, and Edible Bard for linking us to some cool Motordome notes. It was awesome. Kyle is gearing up to do a PinTech Live with us again to work on his Vector Sector, which we introduced in 2020 at some point. And so he is going to get back into that game. That will probably be on a Friday night, like super late night, or a Saturday night. Definitely an after hours PinTech Live. So we will definitely post in our Discord and on Facebook and everything when Kyle is making his grand return to the channel. If you're on Twitch and you have the emotes, drop in the Kyle emote. We gotta make some new ones. And in the meantime, we're going to find somebody to raid. Spread the pinball love.
Yeah, thanks guys for hanging out. It was fun. It was actually it was fun to hunt down a switch that didn't exist. I'm not gonna lie. Like that was a cool
I mean, we fixed it, right?
random.
We fixed it.
Yeah, it didn't do it again when you turned it on. So hey. I don't remember what I was doing at the arcade one day, and I fixed it, and you asked me, "What did you
Neon
do?" And I
Ranch.
was like, "Nothing." Like I literally didn't do anything, and it just stopped. It just started working again. It was like, "Goddamn pinball!"
Gotta love it.
I love it.
All right, we'll see y'all in a few weeks. Next week is Christmas. Happy holidays to everybody. And then the week after that is New Year's celebration. So soon we'll see. Maybe we'll get a spark of fire in us and we'll do something, but we'll see.
Maybe we'll do a little New Year something or other.
Yeah, maybe.
Never know.
Never know.
The party stream.
I will definitely be in the after hours, the Marco after hours
hmm
setting, not the PinTech one.
hmm hmm
We're here to work on pinball machines, and we sort of did today, but now let's go raid Neon Ranch Pinball because they are awesome.
Yes, they're amazing.
Absolutely. I did it. I did the things. So we're going offline now. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, Ace.